Do I think she actually cares? Yes, but not in the way that counts. She cares in the same way most people care about a homeless person. It's like you see one, you go, damn, that sucks. And sometimes you might even wonder, how did they get there? I wonder what they went through that, got them to that position. And you wish they would get some help, and you hope so. But then you step right over them. You walk right by, you get on with your day, you go and skip this person that probably they didn't even have a meal that day to go spend $300 on dinner with your friends. Yo, what's going on, family? It's your boy Bolo, and I'm coming to you with another video for educational purposes only. And I just clocked in another 10 miles, 20 on the day. Nice workout, lifting. I'm feeling nice, beautiful outside. But I seen this headline about she does not need a man. We all know they need men, whether they like it or not. And the freedom that they have, ironically, is because of men. When they say they fought for rights, they didn't fight anyone. They complained. It's like when your kid nags you for that new system and you just had enough and said, all right, I'll get you the goddamn game. That's kind of like how their rights came to be. They didn't fight shit, because if we fought back, if men just decided collectively, you know what, we're tired of you having your rights, by next week, all this shit will be shut down. And that's me being nice. But yeah, let's get on with the video and I'll put in my perspective.
Why are men in such crisis? I mean, the stats are like only 40% go to college. So they're losing out to women there in a big way. And women with degrees don't marry men who don't have degrees.
Obviously.
So. Great, you'll be lonely forever, aren't you? Why are you cheering that? That's not.
Because women in general are selfish people. They are. And when I want to preface everything I say in this video, every other video, when I give characteristics or things like that, I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying what it is. I'm not saying being a narcissist or being selfish is inherently wrong or bad. Now, some people might think it is, but I'm not attributing that. I'm just saying, look, they are a narcissist. That's it. Don't think I'm saying they are a bad person, okay? So let's just get out the way.
A crisis among young men, and it starts at a young age. Young men are twice as likely on a behavior-adjusted basis to be suspended. 7 in 10 high school valedictorians are women. For every two female graduates from college in the next 5 years, you only have one. The scariest stat, walking down the avenue that is America, only 1 in 3 men under the age of 30 have had sex in the last year. And you hear sex and your brain fires, but the bottom line is, it's a key step to the elemental foundation of any society, and that is relationships. Young men.
Agreed. A lot of guys are very awkward. They freeze up. They just feel inadequate due to lack of confidence because of other things that are not working out in their life, either their physical appearance, they're not making money, whatever it is, and they just kind of feel, okay, I'm not measuring up to these other guys. And that might not even be true, but that's just how they feel, and it affects their psyche.
Aren't attaching to work, they aren't attaching to women, they aren't attaching to schools. Mating has been consolidated in the worst way. 50 men on Tinder, 50 women. 46 of the women show all of their attention to just 4 men, leaving 46 men pursuing just 4 women. If mating was a country, it would be more unequal than Venezuela. We have huge mating inequality, and here's the problem. When people don't get together and there's no pheromone.
I've been in and out.
God damn it, I hate these ads.
Therapy with BetterHelp for a few years now, and it's me prioritizing my mental and emotional health.
And there's no vibe. Women, and we don't like to say this on the left, primarily try and make very quick assumptions about this individual's ability to garner resources in the future. So what you have is this concentration of interest, and you're ending up with Porsche polygamy, where 10% of the men get 90% of the attention, which does not lead to good behavior or form long-term relationships.
I mean, that's a pretty spot-on analysis. I really have nothing really to add on, but besides, that's just how the world works, man. Either you get with the program, change with things, or you're gonna have to either get left in the dust or go off the grid and say, I don't even care about the game you're playing. I'm playing a different game.
Online dating is disastrous for mating and for men. It's terrible.
Let me add on to that, though. It's terrible for women as well, because it creates this fake image of things that's, it's kind of like when you see the girl and she's flying all around the world and you think, wow, what a wonderful lifestyle. Meanwhile, she's doing her best to not have sex with the guy that that flew her out there, or she is having sex with the person that flew her out there and she really doesn't want to. There's a lot of other things that are going behind the scenes.
That was a recent clip from Bill Maher on HBO. Really cool show. Gonna open it up to the panel. Your guys' reaction to that. I know there were a lot of talking points there, but your take, Natasha.
I think it is true that masculinity is in crisis. I see that, men are becoming more, they're becoming less, I don't know how to explain it. They're losing their drive for things. They're losing their drive to pursue women. They're losing their drive to achieve goals and go out into the world and be things.
Well, partly is because of this, the whole feminist agenda. You're telling men that they have too much power. And you've created this whole, you need to empathize, you need to be more sympathetic, and you need to be more sensitive towards things. So when you couple that with making them feel bad for doing positive things, to be honest, because without all those things, you wouldn't have all these modern conventions. You wouldn't have a plane if it wasn't for the male ego and drive. You wouldn't have Target and Starbucks and all these other, everything that's been invented, cars, all that stuff. Without the male drive, innovation, and ego, it wouldn't exist. Point blank, period. And we've been kind of castrated, or allowed ourselves to be castrated, because at the end of the day, like I said, they can't make us do shit. We allow them to influence us, unfortunately.
And they're consuming, bad food. They're consuming PORN. It's
PORN. But I guarantee she would defend sex workers. Guaranteed.
Just things that aren't contributing to their growth. And I think,
but she's right.
I don't know. We're in an era of, girls want all the power and all that stuff. I don't know if that intimidates men. I don't know if that's a contributor to this, but I think we are, men are becoming more feminine and becoming, they're slacking. We need to kick it up a notch.
Kirkland Andrew Tate.
Honestly, her sentiment proves that you just can't win. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you have the power and you have all the drive, she's going to shame you that it's not equal, the glass ceiling, oh my God. But then if you don't, it's like, guys, step it up. You need to get better, Another thing I want to say is, do I think she actually cares? Yes, but not in the way that counts. She cares in the same way most people care about a homeless person. It's like you see one, you go, damn, that sucks. And sometimes you might even wonder, how did they get there? I wonder what they went through that, got them to that position. And you wish they would get some help, and you hope so. But then you step right over them. You walk right by, you get on with your day, you go and skip this person that probably they didn't even have a meal that day to go spend $300 on dinner with your friends. She cares in that way, where it's like, I actually do kind of feel bad, but not enough to actually do anything about it or let it bother me for more than 10 seconds.
The guy that we reacted to, that's funny. Go ahead.
Honestly, I really don't give a rat's ass if the male species is depleting. Okay.
What?
You guys have had your time to shine. If you guys want to get better, you guys can do that yourselves. But
I agree with her 1,000%. Guys, it's not on the woman to make you better. It's not on her to push you or be your, all that shit. It's on you to get better. She's 1,000% right. You can't talk about men need to be the leaders and then be like, look at all the things we're going through. What is she supposed to do? She doesn't know what it is to be a man, how it is to have those feelings and all the things you have to grow up with and deal with. She doesn't know. So why the fuck you complaining about your problems to her? She doesn't give a shit. at all. And most women don't give a shit, but they'll put on this, oh, I feel kind of bad about it. I actually appreciate this young lady and her honesty. And I hope a lot of you guys stop giving a fuck about these bitches like that. That's the problem, that they have this outlook on you, but you're still gonna be in her DMs offering her the world. It's your birthday, where do you wanna go? I got you this bag. That's what happens.
But I'm not gonna get you out of the slump. Sorry.
I agree.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just like I don't really care. Like that's on you guys. If you guys aren't like working or not going to college, then I don't know how to fix that. I am. So I don't know why you aren't.
I agree. And like I said, we fucked up, as in men, by giving all these bitches all these goddamn avenues to have a free ride. Oh, you got titties and vagina, huh? Okay, so here's a scholarship, and we're gonna eliminate these guys. Oh, you're a CEO, you built a company? Oh man, you're a bad person. You're really not gonna just give up this company that you worked your ass on building up to this girl? You're not gonna just let her be the CEO? You're gonna keep the glass ceiling? You know, only like 5% of CEOs are women, right? Like, but now you put in these quotas, all this shit, so you fucking blown this bitch's ego up. Now she's feeling like she's doing shit. I can tell you she's dumb as a brick. I know.
What do you think of men?
I love men, you know. I love.
But didn't you say you didn't care if
Some-
all the men diminished?
Yeah, no, I don't.
So-
It doesn't affect me.
Do you have a brother?
No, I have a dad though.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really care. Like, like I just don't
I
care about
appreciate her
guys.
honesty.
You guys don't. You guys aren't really here for me, so.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I don't really need.
Into the microphone.
So sorry.
It's
I don't really need a guy to like. I don't need a guy in my life. It's fun if I have one, but if I'm not gonna try and make you guys better, you guys can do that on yourselves. Like, does that make sense?
I appreciate
don't
that.
know.
She's 100% right.
It's kind of like what Cher said, if that
Oh,
makes any
yeah.
sense. It's like, I love men. Like, I think men are the coolest, but I don't need them to survive.
Yes, you do.
But like, I love
Actually-
men.
Yes, you do.
I have to come in on this. You do actually need men to survive. And here's why. Everything that you see around you was built and created.
Yeah, all you bitches, because we know y'all love y'all rooftop bars and lounges. I want you to go look at that night sky, that nice skyline you all want to take the same corny ass picture with. And I want you to count the buildings or structures in general that was built by a woman. If you could find more than 0, I'll cash app you $100. Okay? And I'm not talking about holding a sign. You know, you can't drive by here yet. I'm talking about actually built this shit. I'll cash app you $100. Okay?
And maintained by men.
Okay.
Everything. The infrastructure in this country, in every single country in the world, is built, created, and maintained by good, honest, hardworking men that just want to provide for their family.
Okay.
Everything. The roads you drive on, the buildings.
Sorry for pausing, but she doesn't give a fuck. Okay was like, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Buildings you live in, the restaurant, everything.
The dirty work.
If all men were to disappear, it would be chaos.
Yeah,
I don't
That
know.
would
I don't
be
think that's
really
what she's saying.
interesting.
Yeah, no, I don't.
It would be
I don't
interesting.
think that all men should die. I don't think
Of course
that
not.
women
You would-
are better
you
than
wanna
men. I
ride
don't think
the coattails.
that like any of that. I think men are great. It's just I don't have to fight for your guys' struggles.
Well,
You
and
know what I
I
mean?
think Lulu means too is like, I mean, in this present day and age, like, does she need a husband or
Yeah.
boyfriend?
Like,
or
I don't need a
something
man
like-
to be
like,
happy.
You can get a job, like, you
Yeah.
can, you
Like, I don't
can
need
live
a
your own
man
life.
to
You
get a
don't
job.
So,
necessary to
well,
have
I have a
man.
comment about that. I'm gonna play devil's
Actually, you
advocate.
do, because men are the ones building all the successful businesses. How many of these Fortune 500 companies, we're talking about titans of industry, the prime movers, the ones that are really making society go and changing things, how many of those companies were started by a female? How many of the big companies that have a female CEO was started by that female or a different one? No, most of the CEOs were put in there after all the success. Women want to come in after all the dirty work and hard work was done. Okay? And that's with everything. And like I said, I'm not saying that's a bad or a good thing. It's just the fact of the matter. They don't want to get into a lot of stuff until it proves lucrative. Okay? That's just what it is.
Okay, that's a preface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you don't have to fight for them, right?
Yeah.
But isn't that what feminism is about? Wouldn't you want us pioneering for you guys and on your issues?
I mean,
Allyship, be an ally.
but you guys have had the upper hand for so many years that now.
Erroneous. Erroneous.
I mean, you have, like, we couldn't vote 100 years ago. And
And now, coincidentally, everything's shittier once you started wielding your political might because you're too empathetic. You put your feelings over what actually works. You literally vote against your own self-interest. Every job I've been to, I don't care if it's a young lady, older, they all eventually talk about how they don't want to work. Not at that job, but they want to stop working full stop. They want to sit around and be cute and whatever. Which, like I said, nothing wrong with that. Now, guys, on the other hand, when I hear men complain about work, is I don't want to do this. I want to do this for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a totally different thing, but the problem is that they fought to work. So they fought to work, basically halved the value of a worker by doubling the workforce, to supply and demand, very simple. And then after a couple years, they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. They look for a guy that can provide that life where they can just stay home or work very, 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 very minimal to maybe just get some pocket money and, get their hair done and shit like that. Very menial jobs. So it's like immigration. They want a higher minimum wage. It's mostly women that vote for this bullshit. Higher minimum wage, but then they also want to let in all the immigrants. It's like, that's not going to allow the minimum wage to go up, right? You fucking idiot. But no, they don't know that.
Sorry, I don't give or take 20 years.
It was about 100.
Yeah, it was.
But
It was
like,
19.
You're right,
It was 1920.
but like,
1920. I can tell you
sorry,
why
like,
that is.
I don't. Why?
Should we pull up the? I don't know if I want to pull up the infographic, but okay. So
it's like.
So just on the voting thing, really quick. So voting
actually had a responsibility,
being widely
accountability
available to the vast majority of the population, whether it be men or women or both, is a very new thing.
Exactly.
Within the past 200, 300 years. Before that, you basically had tyrants and kings that controlled everything.
Yeah.
So both men and women throughout the vast majority of history had no voting rights. There was a period from about, I want to say, starting in about 1700s up until the early 1900s, where men had a slight advantage, and that's because of
they had to own land.
warfare.
Yeah.
So
be drafted.
The way men got the right to vote before women is men, and still to this day this is the case, men are subject to military conscription. They're subject to the draft. So if there's a war, men are forced to go and die and be in the trenches.
Just for the right
to
to vote.
So are women. Women can get drafted.
Women cannot get drafted.
You idiot.
You think women
Do you
can
know
get
what a
drafted?
draft is, you fucking idiot? This is what I'm talking about.
Put me up in Vietnam. Like, I don't know.
Women were not drafted in Vietnam.
I know.
Okay, but the thing is too is like the voting thing, like that. I mean, I feel like I agree with you. I think it was just like something you brought up. Like also like 250 years ago, like if we got married, we're not our own person. We belong to our fathers or our husbands. Our kids belong to our fathers or our husbands, I guess. And then like all our money, well, we don't have money because we're not allowed to work. And
Yeah.
it's like, and we can't do anything about that because at the time, like we couldn't vote to change those laws. So I think it's.
Yeah, like
just-
my dad taught me.
So
to
then why are
always-
you so against prenups? Because your whole fight was, I want to be able to have my own money and keep it. But now you're fighting to take someone else's resources. Isn't that some shit? Goddamn.
Be self-reliant and to never rely on anyone, and that's what I'm gonna do. And so since I am relying on myself, I'm not gonna worry about what you guys are doing.
I agree with her.
Oh, yeah. So do you
Sorry,
want to give
guys.
your reaction to the Bill Maher clip?
I mean, after that debate, I kind of forgot what the Bill Maher clip was. It was just pretty much, I mean, I don't think masculinity is really, like, completely gone. I mean,
No, it's not completely gone, but it's...
like, depleting? Is that what he was... Yeah. Well, I think men can be feminine. I think men can have the right to be feminine. Just like, you know, like Harry Styles, he wore a dress on the cover of, what was it? Was it Vogue? Yeah. I think that's perfectly fine. Like, men can do what they want.
You'd date a guy who wears a dress?
Exactly.
I would.
Honestly,
I absolutely would.
yeah. Like, if
Harry
they wore
Styles.
a dress on, like say, like a magazine cover.
Yeah, if he's Harry Styles or someone famous. You're not going to date no Joe Schmo off the street with a fucking dress. He'll be your gay best friend or someone that helps you shop, but he ain't going to be your man. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Stop the
I'd be
cap.
fine.
Ordinary guy.
Yeah, you're talking about the guy with status. So
Guy with status.
well, if he's on a magazine cover, he must have some degree of status.
And if
But
he just,
an
like,
ordinary
wore a
guy
dress.
in IV, you're going to DP with him, your boyfriend, and he's wearing Del Playa. He's wearing a dress. You're okay with that?
Well, the kind of guys that I go for have a really huge sense of humor, so I think he would definitely wear a dress to be like
On a regular.
Well, like not as a joke though. Like he just like, yeah, I want to wear a dress just because he wants to. Not as like a gag or like a, oh look at me, I'm funny. Just I want to wear a dress.
Then I'd wear his clothes.
Bitch,
If he
answer
wore
the
my clothes,
question,
I'd wear his clothes. I think it'd be funny. If it's not a gag, but
Answer the question.
like, I mean, I don't want to like hate on someone for like
She don't wanna
dressing
say it.
feminine.
Yeah, because it goes
But I
against...
mean, I don't think masculinity is like completely depleting like 1,000%. I think men just are deciding to be who they want to be, and I think that's
No, they're
fine.
being
I think
shamed
that's a
out of
really
it.
good
And a lot
choice.
of
They
guys
should be
succumb
able
to
be
that
who they wanna
shame. That's
be.
the
And
problem.
if-
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that a lot of guys let these broads affect your psyche too much, man. You need to like not care. And I mean, when I say not care, I mean actually not care. Not I'm gonna do this because you said this to show you. No, I'm talking about these bitches' opinions do not matter. Whether they agree with what you're doing or not, it doesn't affect your path or what you're gonna do. Okay? But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. I agree with the little young dumbass over here because she is mostly an idiot, but she basically is talking about how women actually feel in general. The other ones want to seem empathetic and kind of like they care because they don't want to look like a bad person. She doesn't care. So I 100% appreciate that. And I agree with her because, dude, you're a man. It's awesome being a guy. Yeah, it's not always easy, but it's awesome. It is. We get to build big muscles. We get to fucking do unbelievable things with our body if we train them hard enough. It's unbelievable being a dude. Go embrace that shit. For real. But let me know what your thoughts on the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.